Hello everybody, my name is Vince with Viviline Images. I'm just making a quick video here to kind of show people my color grading process. I'm not a super professional when it comes to color grading. I just know what I like and what looks good. So take this with a grain of salt, but some people like the image I produce, and I just kind of want to show you how I get it. I'm going to actually show you two different ways. One is going to be my traditional way in Final Cut. I use Final Cut. I'm not a DaVinci user. I got too many plugins in Final Cut for me to switch. So I'm going to show you my process here. And then I'm also going to show you my new process that I use with CineDream. So stick around for that. None of this is scripted. I am, just doing this off the top of the head. So let's dive right into it. Final Cut, you always have to do things in order. So we're going to start with the custom LUT. And I'm just going to add my buttery LUT, and you can see it's like really super bright. And then we're going to go into the color section here, and I'm going to add in, actually let me click here, go into the color section. We're going to add color boards. We're going to add color adjustments, and then we'll also add the color wheels. Now my boards need to be at the way top. This is how I adjust the exposure. If you don't do this in order, I'm going to show you guys later how it affects the image if you don't do it in order. So bring the shadows down, bring the highlights up a little bit, and bring the mids down a hair, maybe 2 hairs. That's good right there. And we'll go to the color adjustments. I want to add in a little bit of saturation. I want to add in a little bit of warmth. Now you can play with how you want to add the warmth. I can do in the mids or in the shadows. I'm just going to deal with the highlights because well, let me take a look at the mids. Okay. Yeah. We're going to stick with the highlights. We'll set it. Okay. All right. We'll add a tad of contrast right here. Now, the thing about doing everything in this node underneath the LUT is all the adjustments are not as strong as the boards. I'm going to bring down the highlights a bit, and now we'll go back and go to the color wheel. Now I like to add a little green into my shadows. Then in the mids I'll add a little blue, and in the highlights that's where I'll add the orange. Now of course I can go a little bit more in depth and change color specifically. Like if I wanted to add hue versus saturation, I don't necessarily like these reds right here, so I'm going to actually change that hue just a little bit right there, raise it a little bit, and then that would be it. But this took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to get here, right? So this is that final image. Now we're going to do the CineDream process. Now, they did sponsor this, but I pinky promise I wouldn't be showing you guys this if I didn't like it. So you just saw how long it took me to get the image here. Now watch this. We're going to open up controls. CineDream is the big brother or the little brother of Cinema Grade. They used to be out. Okay, so watch this. This is the image, and I got this huge screen in front of me now, which is awesome. Coming from that small look, I want to click the C-Log 2 because that's what I shot in. You can adjust your exposure if you want. I really like the warmth of this. I'm sorry, not exposure, adjust your temperature. I really like the warmth of the image, so I'm going to keep that where it was, but I will lower the exposure a hair. I'm going to touch the highlights. I'm going to drop the shadows. I'm going to touch the mids a little bit. I'll raise the highlights a little more. Let me get the highlights up. Okay. Contrast. We're going to hit that. I don't want it to be too dark, but I want it to show all the detail without crushing anything. So about right here. And then we'll add a little bit of saturation to it. Yep. About 4. So again, same process with my shadows. I like the green. I like the blues in the mids, and then I like my highlights to be in the orange. Okay. Add a touch here on this curves. I'm gonna adjust those reds a little bit. Bring them up. And that's it. I'm done. Now this is just the main part. If I was really focused on, you know, getting the face false skin, you want to make sure the skin colors are in the yellow. You can see they all are. Nothing's really touching the green that shouldn't be. False color is gonna be right here. Nothing's overexposed, nothing's underexposed, everything's perfect. This is the final image here. I could take it a step further and go into the final grade and pick a look with a LUT. And I tend to like the Kodak Gold looks. So obviously if I left it like this would be terrible. It would be too dark. I would lower the luma a little bit and the overall mix and just kind of find that sweet point. And I think I like it about right there. I apply it. We exit out of here. And now it's done. So this is the first one where I would still need, for me to get that final look that I just got, I would still need to add another LUT on this and change some colors around. Or I could leave it like this if I wanted to, but the whole point is to give your image some feel, some story. And that's what this does for me. That's what CineDream does. And I only have one node. I'm done. And for any other images, I could take something else here that I shot. See this one here? I could take this. I can hit Control C and then come to this and hit Control Options V. It's done. Everything's all the same now. Looks all the same and it's perfect. So I highly recommend CineDream. I mean, what more can I say? If I were you, I would look into purchasing it. They have two ways of buying it. I believe you can do a subscription cost and a one-time cost. But I'm not gonna color grade any other way at this point. I'm going to use this every single time. It makes color grading almost like editing a photo in Lightroom. Everything's just super easy. So this is my recommendation. Give it a shot. They have a free trial. As always, you guys stay vivid.